Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and yeah, quite literally about one day after I did the last thoughts video that I did, looks like I'm back at it with, of course, another one right about now, and yeah, surprisingly enough, it is, of course, another one that's probably been long overdue at this point right about now, So yeah, like I said, I do indeed apologize if I didn't get to talk about this much earlier for sure. I really got way too busy with, of course, other things right about now, but hey, I'm making it up for it right now, and yeah, hopefully I think this will actually help out a ton for sure, So yeah, I guess you can pretty much get the clear picture on that, So yeah, I guess pretty much, if anything, it's pretty much what I could say for, of course, the Aga front ramp now. So yeah, I guess ever since last time, pretty much in my last thoughts video, where of course I talked about the latest TV special from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which was, of course, Werewolf by Night. Looks like I'm back at it once again with, of course, another project, and of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe that actually just wrapped up not too long ago for sure, and yeah, and I guess seeing of how pretty much I did have a lot of time in my hand, I actually thought now would be the good time to actually check it out for sure, So yeah, I guess it's what I can say for, of course, that front about now, So yeah, I guess if anything, ever since the last thoughts video that I did where I talked about Werewolf by Night, I've actually decided to follow up with, of course, another Marvel Cinematic Universe project that I had the privilege to officially take a look at after quite a long time now, So yeah. And, of course, interesting enough, is, of course, on another Marvel show that that just came out not too long ago, that, yeah, unlike, of course, the other ones where, of course, I was long overdue for sure, this one I've actually, yeah, I guess this one, aside from, of course, the other ones I've seen, this one I've been massively overdue for sure to check out for sure, but hey, I'm making up for it right now, and I'm here to officially talk about it here today, So yeah, I guess for today's thoughts video right now, we're gonna be diving into, of course, the latest show into, of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and interesting enough, it is, of course, the last one for Phase 4 right about now, seeing of how it's wrapping up very, very shortly right about now, So yeah, and I guess you can pretty much get the clear picture on that, but in case you want to know, for today's thoughts video, we're going to be diving into, of course, the latest show in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is none other than She-Hulk Attorney at Law, So yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about here today. Yeah, like I said, I've been pretty busy with other things around the time the show was, of course, underway, but hey, I'm making up for it right now, and I'm here to officially talk about it here today, So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. Alright, so before I can go ahead and talk about this show for sure, I think it's actually quite a thing that pretty much that I should answer the number one question. Am I familiar with She-Hulk? Well, actually, no. To be honest, I do find it quite interesting that there's actually a female version of course, the Hulk for sure, seeing of how, well, the Incredible Hulk is, of course, pretty much the most recognizable out of all the Marvel superheroes for sure, but I never really got myself fully into the grips into, of course, of She-Hulk entirely for sure. Not saying she's bad entirely, but it's just something I'm not too familiar with, and couldn't get myself fully into a full grip behind entirely for sure. But yeah, but I still find it quite interesting, to be honest, for sure. And yeah, I think I know, despite the fact that the Hulk has actually appeared in numerous of other Marvel projects that have received well. So far, I think any solo projects on, of course, the Hulk, let alone anything related to the Hulk in general, has never really came into flourishing for sure. Well, that is until now, with, of course, this one for sure, so. But yeah, I think you can pretty much get the clear picture on, of course, that front right about now, so. But yeah, I think I knew right away, I think, from, of course, what I've actually seen in the trailers, it actually does look cool, and actually would be something that might be well worth checking out for sure. However, I do find it quite shocking for sure that this was, of course, a really bad case of course, review bombing for sure, with, of course, tons of people saying, oh, She-Hulk is, of course, the main character, ew, I hate this already. Now, let me make this perfectly clear. I have talked about plenty of projects for sure that do revolve around women for sure, and let me say this right now, they actually have worked pretty well for sure, many of which are actually successful for sure. So yeah, I guess if you were to ask me, pretty much female-led projects for sure, or of course any film or television show revolving around women can actually succeed for sure, and I definitely know women can actually work hard on several projects, let alone anything related revolving around film and television as much as men for sure. And I know that's definitely saying a whole lot, given for pretty much given to some other female-led projects I have talked about for sure, and not to mention pretty much a few cosplays I've actually done so far actually are either loosely based around women or, of course, entirely women for sure, but you get the idea at this point about now. But yeah, I've decided not to go that route for sure, because if anything, that would have counted as being sexist for sure, and I really hate it when people are completely sexist for sure. Yeah, anyone who actually thinks that way needs to die entirely, though not literally, because yeah, I'm actually threatening someone, but yeah, I'm so sorry for saying that for sure, but yeah, I think if anything, I knew right away that I want to go into, of course, this show for what it is, and see it'll be something actually quite good, and yeah, thankfully throughout the course of most of today, I actually did manage to sit down and watch all the episodes of course, She-Hulking entirely for sure, and well, I just got off, of course, watching all 9 episodes of course, this show, and I guess the only question remains, what do I think of this show overall? Well, I think I will have to admit, I don't think it's necessarily that great for sure. In fact, I dare even say it's probably a little weaker compared to, of course, to the other Marvel shows that we got for sure, but for what it is, I say it's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's not great entirely, but I guess it does count as being good for sure, though parts of it is a little mediocre at best, but yeah, I think it's kind of close to being good for sure, which is pretty much what I can say for the half front, so yeah. Alright. Alright, so before I can, yeah, now that I've actually got the short version out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and of course, go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for sure, which is, of course, for starters, the story, and yeah, I will have to admit, I think it's pretty much what you would normally expect for, of course, the subtitle being Attorney at Law for sure, just pretty much a whole legal drama type of show, while mixing in, of course, superhero aspects that we've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'll admit, I think, yeah, I think it's pretty much one of those stories for sure, but I have to say they actually did a fine job with, of course, what it's actually done for sure, and yeah, it's not really that good for sure, as it does rehash a little bit from, of course, some of the other Hulk projects that we've actually seen, but it's actually quite fine for sure, and I'm not ashamed to admit that entirely for sure. So yeah, it's not great entirely, but it is fine for, of course, what it's actually doing for sure. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say on that, and not only that, I also found the writing for, of course, this show for sure, with each and every single episode that's written out for sure. Again, I think I will have to say they are good for sure, but I don't think it's actually necessarily that great entirely, as I do think a good number of parts could have been written out a whole lot more and actually give a whole lot more development entirely, but hey, for what it is, I guess it's fine for, of course, what it's actually done for sure, though I will have to admit, probably I think the strongest that I have to say would definitely have to come out of course, episode 8 for sure. That is definitely some really great writing at its best for sure, and I really love on how well crafted, on how well it turned out. Yeah, and if the rest of the show actually did follow suit on what episode 8 did in terms of writing, I think we could have actually gotten something a whole lot more great for sure, but for what it is, I still think it's fine at best. Could have been written out a whole lot more, but I still think they did put in a good amount of effort nonetheless, so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright, so now that I've actually got the story and the writing out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about the next couple of things that I should mention, of course, this show overhand on how, and that being, of course, pretty much, if anything, the characters, and yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit it, the characters, and of course, this show for sure, they've really got a good amount for sure, and I really like what they're doing for sure. I really do like their personalities. I like a really great amount of development they've given to, of course, these characters, and all around, it does come close, but I think they did find a way to actually make them likable and interesting, which I'll admit, I actually did get a good grips on with, of course, these characters for sure, and yeah, pretty much with every single one of them for sure, I actually do find myself getting invested with, of course, all of them for sure. There was anything too noticeable entirely. They actually laid the structure for, of course, these characters out, and they actually did a fine job with, of course, what they're doing for sure. But yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say on that front, but yeah. I guess another aspect that I should mention right but now is, of course, the actors playing all these characters entirely, and I'll admit, I actually do find myself really impressive on how well casted this show is for sure, and each and every single one of them, I have to say, they actually did pull off some pretty great performances in my opinion. Sure, I will admit, it is probably a bit of a hassle and a bit of a chore to actually try to work with the material they've actually given, but I do think the actors playing all the characters and, of course, this show, they actually did pull off some really great performances in my opinion, and yeah, I do find myself getting invested with, of course, each and every single one of them entirely. There was nothing too noticeable at its best or maybe something that got them a little bit too off entirely, but yeah, I have to say they really did pull off some really great performances in my opinion for sure, and yeah, maybe I think one or two actors could have given out a whole lot more impressive performances entirely, but I still think they turned out great regardless for sure. So yeah. That's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright, so now that I've actually got those two out of the way, I guess if anything, what else is there for me to talk about for sure? Well, quite a whole lot for sure. For starters, the direction, of course, this show that's done by the creator of the show, as well as, of course, its director, which are both the same person. So yeah, basically the show's creator that is also the show's director. I will admit, maybe I think the direction might have been a little bit off by one or two little things that made a little bit too noticeable for sure, but I still think they it did turn out fine with what it's actually doing for sure. I think I know for sure they are trying their best with the material they're given, but I think if anything, I think pretty much if anything, there is a good amount of times where, of course, it actually does take baby steps and actually try to progress forward, which is actually going that route with the direction, of course, this show. But at the same time, it does kind of dwindle back a little bit, taking about maybe 2 or 3 steps backwards for sure, but not entirely, but only a little bit of those 2 or 3 steps backwards for sure. But yeah, regardless on that, I still think they did fine regardless on the direction for, of course, this show for sure. And yeah, I guess it's what I could say for, of course, the Haga front for sure. But I will have to say the cinematography through some really great camera shots are, of course, done very well. And I really do love how well shot this show is for sure. Yeah, and not to mention the editing, I have to say, is really nice cog up. Yeah, really nice and cog up for sure. And I really like the way he actually turned out. And not to mention, I will admit the comedy is a little bit off for sure. But every once in a while, I actually I do find myself really quite impressed on maybe I think a few chuckles I actually got through most of the comedy for sure. And though I will admit, probably the one clever thing that I actually did find for sure is, of course, She-Hulk, or should I say Jennifer Walters. Yeah, I will have to admit, I think with, of course, what I'm actually seeing, pretty much of anything, pretty much throughout the course of this show is mainly constantly breaking the fourth wall for sure. Like, you know for the fact that it is indeed her show, and she does want to prove exactly that. And I'll admit, the fourth wall breaking, I will have to say, it's not bad entirely, but I don't think it's actually close to, of course, the way they've actually utilized it in a clever way, like in, of course, the Deadpool movies, for example. Yeah, pretty much those movies, I have to say, they really did a fine job with those fourth wall breaks entirely. So yeah. Pretty much, if anything, when you actually see Deadpool actually breaking the fourth wall throughout the course of both those movies, for sure, they are actually done very well, and I do find myself getting myself investing for sure, and of course, if anything, it actually does make you feel like that Deadpool himself is, of course, really talking to the audience and actually delivering something really funny and really interesting for sure. Yeah. Man, just by thinking of that alone is already making me feel really excited for Deadpool 3 that's coming up very, very soon. So there you go. So yeah, I guess if anything, if She-Hulk would have actually done the same thing, of course, what Deadpool did, pretty much, if anything, maybe yeah, I think I'm not saying I'm not against the idea of course, She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall entirely. No, not at all. Pretty much, if anything, I think I know just because Deadpool actually did it for sure in a fun and unique and very clever and interesting way, I don't think necessarily can be the same thing for sure with, of course, She-Hulk entirely. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still don't think it's bad entirely, but yeah, maybe I think if they would have utilized the fourth wall breaking entirely in a clever and interesting way, kind of like, again, kind of like what Deadpool did, but also mixing up a bit to make it her own unique style, that would have been a whole lot more interesting for sure. So yeah, it's not bad entirely, but maybe I think it could have been done a whole lot more clever or interesting entirely, so. But yeah, I think it's what I can say on that, as I've been rambling on the hang-up for sure. But yeah, I guess with all those aspects I actually mentioned, they're not bad. They are done pretty good, but could have been utilized a whole lot more for sure. But I will have to say, most importantly, it does do a fine job, and of course, carrying out the idea of course, pretty much a different Hulk for sure, aside from, of course, well, the Incredible Hulk entirely for sure. So, but yeah, I'm actually glad they actually did utilize the idea very, very well, and yeah, pretty much, if anything, I actually am quite impressed with, of course, how good the show turned out. Again, not great, but still a fine job nevertheless. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. Alright, so I guess if anything, those are what I can say in its entirety for sure. Though, yeah, I guess aside from, of course, a few nitpicks I actually have with this show, probably I think the main problems I actually have with this show for sure is that, well, the visuals and the effects, and of course this one, well, again, the MCU actually does a fine job in utilizing visuals and effects entirely, which actually are done very, very well for sure, and actually are really, really impressive. But the visuals and the effects, and of course this show, well, I'll admit, they're not good or not bad entirely for sure. I'm a little half and half on, of course, this one. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the effects, of course, this show are actually done very, very good for sure, and they actually did utilize a really good amount of realism for sure, and yeah, pretty much if anything, they really did a fine job, and of course, making them stand out for sure. While others, I will have to admit, yeah, maybe I think, if anything, pretty much a good number of chunks of course, the effects and the CGI, particularly, of course, She-Hulk for sure, probably isn't rendered out entirely for sure. I mean, it almost looks 90% realistic for sure, but the other 10%, yeah, I think it's a little bit too rubbery, and it actually does almost look like something either out of a probably something out of a Saturday morning cartoon, or maybe out of a pretty much out of a CGI, pretty much a college class devoted to, of course, CGI and animation that did kind of somehow receive a B+ for sure. I mean, not close to an A for sure, but thankfully far out from receiving an F entirely, but just mainly a B+ for sure. But again, maybe I think they could have actually rendered out the effects a whole lot better to make them all the more interesting for sure. But yeah, I think with what I'm actually seeing, yeah, some parts of it are done very well, while others could have used a whole lot more work entirely. And not to mention, another problem I actually have is that, well, the action, I have to say, I mean, they're not bad entirely. But I just wish there could have been a whole lot more to it to actually get myself fully engaged for sure and make things fun and exciting for sure. But we're left with, of course, pretty much stuff you see in legal dramas for sure, which, again, not terrible by all means, but almost takes away from, of course, what it has to do for sure. So, but yeah, I guess if anything, it's probably the few major problems I have to say. The rest I have to admit, again, they're done fine for sure. Could have been a whole lot better from, of course, why I'm actually interesting, but still quite good nevertheless. So yeah, I guess all in all, She-Hulk Attorney at Law, I will admit, I don't think it's actually a terrible show entirely. yeah, to which, yeah, I'll admit, I do think it's actually really good for sure. But I guess in terms with the other Marvel shows that we got earlier for sure, yeah, I will have to admit, it is a little weak at best, but not by all means terrible entirely. Yeah, I actually really do like a good chunk of stuff that they actually throw into, of course, this show for sure. And yeah, maybe if I think they could have actually done a whole lot of stuff to make it a lot more fun and interesting, I think we would have actually got a really great MCU show for sure. But from what we got right about now, I still think it did fine, nevertheless. Nothing really that great for sure, but thank God not terrible, but yeah. I still think it's actually quite good, nevertheless. So, but yeah, if you actually do want to check this show out for yourself, then by all means, go ahead and do so. It's currently available yeah, all 9 episodes are currently available on Disney Plus now. So yeah, if you got the time, I say definitely watch this show for yourself, and I'll let you be the judge of that. And whatever I said right around at the beginning of this thoughts video, I do indeed apologize, and I didn't mean to make that kind of a threat to you for sure. So yeah. I guess that's all I can say on that. So yeah, for my final score wrap on now, yeah, I'll be fair on, of course, this one, and I'll give it a 7 out of 10 as my final score. Again, I don't think it's actually that great for sure, but thank God not terrible, but for what it is, I actually do think it is very good nonetheless for sure. So yeah. Like I said, if you got the time, definitely watch all 9 episodes of course, this show for yourself, But yeah, by all means, definitely get right on to watching episode 8 if you do watch the show for yourself. That, I have to say, is the best one for sure. So yeah, whatever the case may be, definitely lawyer up and, of course, experience this case for yourself. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. Alright, so I guess on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and let me know in the comment section below if you have seen She-Hulk Attorney at Law and what you thought about it, as well as, of course, leaving me constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And of course, send me an email if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up sometime in the near future. Follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty of other social media sites I have provided with, of course, the links down in the description box below. And of course, support me on Patreon if you want to see sneak peeks to videos that I got coming up in the near future, as well as some other awesome rewards that will help fit into your budget. And if you enjoyed today's video, then give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And speaking of on my channel, feel free to feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell and select all notifications if you want to see more videos like this coming up in the near future. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and yeah, thank God I finally got that out of the way, as yeah, I seem to be long overdue to actually talk about this one, but yeah, like I said, thankfully with, of course, Werewolf by Night, I am making up for it right now, and actually talking about it right now for sure. So yeah, hopefully I think this will definitely bridge the gap, if anything, to help fill in the void that we have on the house. So yeah, and now that I got that tongue for sure, I guess for my next thoughts video, well, I think we've already been through enough with, of course, Marvel for sure, just for this month. So I guess for my next thoughts video, maybe I think we should definitely shift our way back to DC with, of course, a brand new superhero movie with, of course, Dwayne Johnson. I'll definitely leave you that just to guess, of course, what I'm going to be talking about next. But yeah, I guess until then, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.